Hi, my name is Jaiprashant Mohanram and you are watching Car Talk. Today I'm at Donapola driving this. I'm with my colleague Ajish and we've already driven the diesel and now this is the petrol variant. This is the top end petrol variant. It's the accomplished variant. It's got a 6-speed manual gearbox. The cool thing about this car is that it's got a Hyperion, a brand new turbo petrol engine from Tata Motors. We're driving this and now let's jump into the car. You've already seen the design. Let's jump into the car and tell you how it drives like. So I'm driving the newly introduced engine. This is called the Hyperion. It's got a 125 PS or a 123 horsepower rating and it makes about 225 Newton meters of torque. And it even has an overboost mode for about 5 or 10 seconds. When you're overtaking something, you get an additional 25 Nm of torque. So you've got a total of 250 Newton meters of torque. It's specific times, but mostly you've got a good 225 Newton meters of torque otherwise. So while driving the car, what I really felt was it's got a long pedal travel. The clutch travel is pretty long and the gear lever also, the travel is long. Because of these things you can't really, it doesn't really feel as sporty as the diesel because the diesel was automatic and you really didn't have to deal with the clutch or even gear shifting. But here, since both of these things are longer, both the clutch travel and the gear lever travel, it's like it feels, say, not so sporty, but then now I'm doing about 100 kilometers per hour, okay, in 4th gear. It feels effortless. This car can actually move. It does good speeds. You can easily do, say, 100 kilometers per hour, just like that. Triple digit speeds just come up very, very fast. You don't, and it's really masked. So you don't really know that you're driving a turbo petrol car because the power delivery is so linear. It almost feels like a NA, naturally aspirated car. So that is what I felt about the Curvv. And it's a little strange if you were to ask me, because I thought 225 Newton meters on this car would have made it feel more sprightly. See, don't get me wrong, this is a fast car. It goes fast, but it masks the speed. It's very linear. So this is basically the big difference that I felt about the Tata Curvv in comparison, the petrol in comparison to the diesel. The diesel, every time, I used to say stomp on the throttle, it really used to move and you used to feel the torque kick in. But here you're not feeling the torque kick in. In terms of drivability, since this is a manual gearbox, you have to roll through the gears. Okay, and it's reasonably drivable. It's only when you come to, say, single digit speeds in the 1st gear, you actually feel a little bit of juddering. Okay, again, that is when the triple cylinder character of the Curvv comes through. But otherwise, it feels, it's very, very refined overall, at least up to 4,500 RPM. But after that, you get a fair bit of engine noise. There is a little bit of harshness above 5,500 RPM to the 6,000 RPM soft rev limit. Steering, this feels like a lighter car overall, okay, compared to the diesel. So that could actually, lighter in the sense, it likes to change direction faster, but it doesn't feel as planted. So I think it could it could have to do with the amount of weight that the diesel carries up front, the heavier diesel engine, and it's a 4-cylinder unit, there's a 3-cylinder unit. Major difference there. That could possibly be a reason why it feels a little lighter on its feet or on its, tires or wheels. Okay, that is one thing. And the second thing is the steering is much lighter and it's a boon in traffic. It feels that the diesel almost felt like a hydraulic steering, but the petrol feels much different. It feels more like this is actually electric power steering, both the diesel and the petrol. But in the petrol, you can actually, that it's an electric power steering. It's very light and it weighs up very well even in the petrol. But overall, it's lighter. And even taking sweeping curves, I felt more comfortable in the diesel rather than in the petrol. Again, I think it could have to do with more weight on the diesel, so that is why it felt more planted on curves. But yeah, the petrol's got more than adequate performance for nearly everybody because lots of torque and lots of power. But only thing that you don't feel that torque and feel that power. For people who want to feel, like they're driving a powerful car, should clearly pick the diesel. I've not driven the diesel manual, so I don't know how it is to drive. But if it again has a long clutch travel and big throws for the gear shifting, so I think then it would not be so attractive. Coming to the ride quality is fair, and so in some places low speed ride quality is better on the petrol than in the diesel. Again, it could have to do with a different suspension tune, but at higher speeds I felt the diesel to be more planted. And now let's talk about the interiors. The interiors are like similar to the diesel. No changes there as well. You got a burgundy, black and a beige interior. The headliner is beige, black dash and plenty of soft touch material everywhere. You also, the burgundy is a nice contrast, and you also have that extra level of premiumness because of the burgundy shade. Okay, now let me talk about something that I thought could have been done better by Tata Motors in the petrol variant. It has to do with the gear lever. The gear lever it just feels lowering. It feels nice to hold. It's got the rubberized finish, but this day and age, for a top-end variant, this is like a top-end variant, absolute top-end variant, the accomplished. So I would have expected this to have a more, refined or more stylish gear lever that felt a touch more premium than what it is now. Like the diesel, it has 3 modes. You've got the Eco, City and the Sport mode. We're driving in Sport, but Sport doesn't feel very, very sporty. There is no big difference. Like, say in the diesel, you can actually feel a significant difference in torque delivery, etc. But in the petrol, it's not like that. The petrol is like, it's very linear. So the difference is less extreme, between the different modes in the petrol as compared to the diesel. The diesel, it's very significant. It feels significant. Each mode feels significant. See, now I'm in the second gear, and it takes some time to really pick up, because this is where you have turbo lag, but you don't have the turbo punch in the Curvv, and that I think is I was a little surprised. I expected more, a better punch, because 225 Newton meters, new engine, and lots of changes. So I thought it would be a little more powerful. So we just finished driving the Tata Curvv Accomplished. This is the top-end manual trim. So my impressions, nice car, sorted dynamics, more or less. It's got a new petrol engine. The NVH levels up to a certain RPM are fine, absolutely. It's almost like a NA petrol. That was the biggest surprise about this car. I thought there would be some kind of a turbo punch, but it's not here. It's a very, very linear power delivery. It goes fast, make no mistake. It's a fast car, but you just don't feel the sense of speed. Overall, between this and the diesel, I think I would pick the diesel, because the diesel offers more torque, it's more planted, better handling, and it feels more comfortable to drive overall. Unfortunately, Tata Motors didn't, offer the DCA petrol for us to drive. I think the DCA is what really, the dual clutch automatic gearbox changes the game for the Curvv. The diesel one, I think the same would be applicable for petrol, but when we drive the DCA, we'll be able to give you an impression about how the DCA petrol does. For now, this is what we think about the Tata Curvv Accomplished petrol manual trim. So you let us know what you think about this car in the comment section below. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe to Car Talk and please hit that like button. And once again, thank you very much for watching.